6 ways arguing to be right instead of listening to understand destroys relationships. Have you ever had a talk with your partner and felt like they were not really listening? Maybe they seemed more focused on defending themselves or proving their point than trying to understand what you were saying. It happens. When we feel strong emotions, we often argue to prove we are right instead of really trying to understand each other. Here's a simple truth that can change your relationship. Listening to understand is better than arguing to be right. Arguing to be right means you care more about winning the conversation than understanding the other person. Your goal is to prove your point, defend yourself, or make the other person admit they are wrong. It comes from pride and wanting to feel like you are right. But listening to understand means something different. It means you are not just hearing words. You are trying to understand how the other person feels and why they feel that way. You are not trying to argue or prove anything. You are simply showing that their feelings and thoughts are important to you. In relationships, we all want to feel seen and heard. But when that doesn't happen, we often argue more to prove our point. Love starts to feel like a fight where no one is really listening. Each person just wants to win. But if both people are fighting to be right, who's trying to understand? What if the real goal in your relationship wasn't to win the argument, but to understand each other better? When you make the decision to truly listen, to understand, not to win, you open the door to something deeper. You stop defending. You stop attacking. You start connecting. You begin to care more about your partner's heart than your own ego. You start asking, why are they feeling this way? Instead of, how can I prove I'm right? And something amazing happens. Walls come down. Defenses soften. Hearts open. Most people don't need perfection. They need presence. To feel safe, valued, and understood. Here are 6 ways arguing to be right instead of listening to understand destroys relationships. 1. You talk over each other instead of listening. When both partners try to prove they are right, no one truly listens. Each person is too focused on what to say next instead of hearing what the other is feeling. This leads to confusion, frustration, and feeling ignored. Over time, you both stop feeling safe to express yourselves. 2. Emotions take control and things get messy. When your goal is to win an argument, emotions like anger, frustration, and bitterness take over. You stop thinking clearly, and your love for each other takes a back seat. The conversation turns into a fight, and the deeper issue never gets solved. 3. Hurtful words are said and can't be taken back. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to say things you don't mean, words that cut deep and leave lasting scars. You may regret them later, but once spoken, they can't be unheard. These words can damage trust and make your partner feel unloved or disrespected. 4. Pride gets in the way. Instead of being gentle and open, pride makes you stand your ground just to protect your ego. You stop trying to understand your partner and start fighting to be right. This creates distance and breaks the emotional bond that holds your relationship together. 5. You feel disconnected, not closer. Even if you win the argument, you may walk away feeling lonely, misunderstood, or emotionally drained. The conversation doesn't bring peace. It brings silence, tension, and walls between your hearts. Over time, you may start to feel like strangers under the same roof. 6. You may win the fight, but lose the intimacy. Being right is not as important as being close. When arguing becomes a habit, emotional closeness fades. Intimacy is not just about physical touch. It's about feeling seen, heard, and safe. And that kind of connection can't survive when arguments are always about who's right. If this continues, trust fades, resentment grows, and love starts to feel like a battlefield instead of a safe place. Here are 6 simple steps to help you listen in a deeper, more caring way. 1. Slow down. Don't rush to speak or defend yourself. Take a deep breath and stay calm. Give the other person your full attention. Just listen without planning your reply. 2. Look at them. Make eye contact. Put down your phone or whatever you're doing. This shows them that they matter to you and that you're really there with them. 3. Don't interrupt. Let them speak all the way through, even if it's hard to hear or you disagree. Interrupting breaks trust and makes them feel like you don't care about what they're saying. 4. Ask to understand. Once they've shared, ask kind and gentle questions like, how did that make you feel? Or what was that like for you? These kinds of questions show that you care and want to know their heart. 5. Repeat what they said. Say something like, "So what I'm hearing is," or "It sounds like you felt." This helps them feel understood and shows that you were truly listening. 6. Put yourself in their place. Try to feel what they were feeling. Ask yourself, how would I feel if I were them? This builds empathy, which is the heart of real connection. Because love is not just about being physically close. It's about being emotionally safe. Listening to understand is better than arguing to be right because it builds trust, calms things down, solves problems, shows maturity, and brings you closer to each other. Now, just to be clear, listening to understand doesn't mean you have to agree with everything. It doesn't mean you let go of your values or become a doormat. But it does mean that you care more about your partner than about proving your point. It means you're willing to seek connection, not correction. Because when people feel heard, they're more likely to listen in return. That's how real conversations happen. That's how healing begins. The next time tension rises between you and your partner, try this. Before you respond, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, do I want to win this fight or win their heart? Am I listening with love or listening to reply? Am I building a bridge or a wall? Then choose to listen. You may be amazed by how it softens the whole atmosphere and strengthens your connection. Finally, relationships thrive when people feel heard, understood, and loved, not when one person always wins. Listening to understand isn't just a communication tool. It's an act of love. It says, you matter to me. Your feelings matter. I care about what's going on inside you. And that, my friend, is far more powerful than being right. So today, let's choose love over pride. Let's choose presence over proving. Let's choose to listen with our hearts wide open. Because when two people commit to understanding each other, truly and deeply, there is no conflict too big, no wound too deep, no distance too far. Love always finds its way when we truly listen. This message is shared with love for every heart seeking connection, healing, and deeper love. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more.